Big up the Toxic Show. No bust up to a whole dirty girl. Them can't wash plate, can't cook, can't even don't even know how to spell crutches. Wait now.
Hey, Gordon. Bump what they want, give them what they need. That's toxic reality, baby. Being a happily married wife of 17 years, I can honestly say I adore and need my man. And more women of today's society need to be reassured it's okay and perfectly healthy to proclaim the same. So keep that content coming.
I saw your show, and it looks really, really interesting. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. I don't really know everything about what the term toxic reality is. Are you going to talk about that on the show?
exciting hour here at the Toxic Reality Show. I'm your host, Gordon Nathaniel, bringing you the fun-filled excitement and show today. So today, once again, come over to the chat and get involved. What's going on, everyone? Want to make sure that you are here, bushy-eyed and ready for this Sunday show. Let's see. Things that we're going to be talking about today is the 40-year-old wall. Now, what is happening is that you got a lot of women being misled on social media, and they're doing these podcasts under this empowerment of other women to get them to feel as though being single is the greatest thing and they're living their best life. The most hilarious thing, and thank you to the guys out there who are sending me these videos, these clips, is when you see these videos with these women and then 5-6 months later, they're doing another video and they're crying to the camera, where are the good men, this, that, and the other. Listen, gentlemen, the kindest thing you could do for these women who, let's not forget, they broke their vows of marriage. They walked out on their family. They made an oath, many of these, to God, with the witness of family members, and walked out on all of that because their happiness was more important than their kids. They said, F them kids. They just wanted to shake this dude down for money because it was a transactional opportunity, or used him to get to where they are. And all of a sudden now they're strong and independent with child support. And they want to go ahead and talk about how being single is the best thing. And here's the problem. And, you got to give God credit for this, because he's figured out a way to hold both men and women accountable. And what he's done is this. Men don't have their prime in their 20s. Sure, they may be sexually active and virulent, but they don't reach their prime till 40. Women are hot. They're in their best years from 20 to 25. I personally like the look of a 30. They got like a skim coat of a little bit of fat, and it's just nice as opposed to hard body-ish, but that's just me and my preference. 30, they got a nice little softness, but even then, let's be honest, is way too late. But with men, start off 20, you're hardworking, you're grinding, you're trying to get your stuff together. By the time men turn 40, 50, most men are hitting their stride, their financial awareness, their money's coming up, and then they look back at, oh, I remember when I was 20, you didn't want to talk to me. And now here you are, divorced, 1 or 2 kids, and you're asking me where all the good men are. And men are saying, nah, we've had enough of that. We're not playing this game anymore. So the best thing that, gentlemen, in my opinion, that you could do, running into people like that, you knock them down, go ahead and have your fun. My favorite is after I have my fun, I'm like, hey, you know what? Best thing for you, especially when they start coming to me with relationship conversation. Listen, the best thing you could do is go back to your ex. And then they get livid. How could you say that? Blah, 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 blah. He was toxic. He was this. He's a narcissist. And I'm like, listen, ain't nobody going to love you and your kids like he is. He might be mad. He might be angry. But if you work hard enough, get on your knees and do the same freaky stuff you do for me, for him, I guarantee you, y'all might be able to work it out. Because again, if it's all about your kids, and these women on these dating sites love saying my kid comes first. Well, did your kid come first when you walked out on your marriage and the family? Oh, they didn't come first. Anyway, let's look at some of these videos of these women, and I don't have time tonight, but there's also another article that goes on about how all of these hot women in their early 30s and late 20s, can't find good men. And it's like, when I look at these women, I look at, oh, how excited am I about losing my wealth? How excited I am about losing half of my stuff and having my whole world destroyed. When you start looking at these modern women, and I'm not saying, you'll have the women be like, well, if you just want to be with the men, be with the men. That's not what I'm saying. We don't like that modern women attitude. Are men still going out there exercising their penis, taking their penis out for a walk, as I like to say? Absolutely. But I'm not committing to no modern woman. That's smash and dash. Recreational use only. Have fun for as long as you can. Sport fish. You catch a fish. Wow, take a picture with it. Throw it back in the water. I'm not bringing it home. And these women need to understand that once you cross 40, you know, Xingnu is a term in China to describe women over 27 who are childless and unmarried. They call them leftovers. And what's happening now is these women are 40, and I've done a show about how they got rotten eggs. By the time they're 40 years old, there's an interesting correlation. When women are 30 years old, autism happens 1 in every 1,000. By the time they reach 40, the risk of autism is 1 in 100. So when you see women talking about, I'm open to having kids, and she's 40 years old, no. There's a chance that she's got spoiled rotten eggs. And it doesn't mean that she won't conceive. She may conceive, but you increase the risk of a child being born with a birth defect. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into some of these videos, these clips, shall we?
Life has been more fulfilling for me since my mid-30s than it ever was before that. So just know that your best years are ahead of you, and you are never too old, and it's never too late.
This is probably the loneliest I've ever felt in my life.
Same woman. Same woman. Now she was talking all strong, and now all of a sudden, this is the worst it's ever been in my life.
And I'm in therapy, and I'm in a codependency group.
I'm so done. You have so much leverage and so many options, I can't even tell you.
When the check came, he asked me for $6.
Definitely think that I will stay alone forever. My God.
Jesus Christ. Are we not opening doors anymore? Are we not doing that?
Never used a dating app in your life? Well, the good news is you're about to have so much fun.
So much fun. All right, so let's talk about some of those ones in the clip, right? Now, she probably was out on a date, and he asked her to pay $6. So let's break down the numbers of that, right? More likely than not, he covered the bill, and he said, why don't you cover the tip, right? Because, you know, they're strong and independent. They can pay their own bills, right? That's what these women talk about. So he asked you to pay the tip. Well, let's do the reverse engineering on that. Tip is generally 15, 20%. Which I would applaud and salute this man, because basically he took her out for a dinner that cost $30. And the tip, he was like, you know, because normally for me, you know, you double the first number. So a $30 tab is a $6 tip. So they were in the $25 to $30 range. And he probably said, I'll pay the bill, you pay the tip. Listen, again, statistic. You know, again, we talk about numbers here. It's all about numbers. The statistic, 30% of women go on a date and they have no sexual attraction to the man. They're just there for a free meal. Men stop spending money on these chicks. As much as they got these lists and these polls about what they won't, where they won't go, do not take me, coffee date, go for a walk, let's meet up for a picnic, because I want to see if there's actually attraction there first before we waste time, right? I'm not taking you to the places that I like to eat. You ain't going to, what is it? A seafood restaurant by the wharf. You're not going to Capitol Grill. We're not going to Ruth Chris together. Them are anniversary spots for somebody who's paid her dues. Ocean Air, Ocean Prime, those types of places, you ain't going there, sweetheart. Nah. That you need to, gentlemen, make sure you protect your investment. They just want to go out, have expensive meals, ask you to take a picture so they can post it online of them eating at some place. Every time you see one of those pictures, understand that there's a man on the other side of the table that paid for that meal so she could post a picture of her eating at a high-end restaurant. If a girl is really into you, Ocho Cinco posted a picture of him millionaire, took a woman out to McDonald's. Russell Wilson, just recently, for his pregnant wife's birthday, rented out and closed down a Waffle House because that's her favorite meal. Man, and now mind you, this is a man worth $200 million. Don't let's study these women. If they want you to blow out your money, talking about, oh, well, if you just broke, just say so. Nah, I'm financially astute and wise. and I need a strong return on investment. So you need to demonstrate that this is a qualified return on investment. If you put in some hard work in the bedroom, gobbled it down a few times, you earned your seafood, them king crab legs, you earned it. Let's go. Here goes the next one though.
And maybe Sunday night we'll go and have a really fun night, something that you want to do. And instead he canceled on me, and I'm not gonna.
Look at them wrinkles on her eye. Look at that. This is an old woman. You see the jowls, her neck. Old girl is, if not 50, she's just over it. Now, you left a man probably that was with you when you were in your 20s. You walked away from that because you wanted hot girl summer. I could be strong and independent. And look at them now. They're getting run through. And what's happening is, salute again to the brothers. This dude stood her up and she's broken. Now, the thing is this, what they don't understand in all of this, and again, I'm looking on the green screen in front, watching it as you are watching it. What they're not understanding is this. They're upset that men are being honest or cutting them off, but they're like a petulant child that won't listen. They are so stuck in their ways, as opposed to saying, dang, it's hell out here. Let me go back. My husband was giving me 80% of what I wanted, and I left for 20%. Let me go back, work it out. No, you want to stay in it because they want Chad, Pookie, Ray Ray, and Rico to be husbands. And they're like, nah, man, 40-year-old, 50-year-old chicks, one will do anything. And I'm speaking from experience. They are lonely. And when they get up in there, some of them that I've been with, posting all of the strong and independent stuff, and they be the first ones over here. Gordon, do you want breakfast? You want me to give you head before breakfast or after? I shit you not. Don't believe these women. They are lonely, and it's getting worse for them. That the best option they got coming for them is if somebody wants to sling some dick and take it for a walk here and there, that's the best they got. And the reality that they don't want to face is that it gets worse.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very hurt. It's just very sad for me, and I'm very sad inside.
You see that?
I'm officially done with dating right now. I deleted my apps, taking a break.
When I find that it's becoming too much or starts hurting my feelings or starts feeling like a job, I delete all my dating apps. And
see, understand this, right? On the dating apps, all of the women are going after the top 20%. Tinder, Bumble, Match, eHarmony released their data, and they found that 80% of the women are going after the top 20% of men. They're going after all the six-figure guys, leaving all the rest of the men. And now, mind you, it's like 3-4 to 1 men to women on these sites. They're bombarded with men. And women like this, she's not an ugly woman. She's not ugly, right? She's attractive. And what's going to happen is, she's probably 45, 50. The 30-year-old is like, it's Tuesday night. Let me take my dick out for a walk, stretch it out inside of her, bust off, and then back to what I'm doing. She wants a committed relationship. He's just like having fun until the hot 22-year-old shows up, and then he ain't got time for her. So these women are bombarded with attention. It's crack for them on these dating sites to have men, thousands of them, in their DMs saying, hi, you're so beautiful. Oh, can we go out for a date? They get inundated and desensitized, and they're just swiping because they have the pick of the litter. What they don't understand is when they're like, oh, all of these men are all over me. No, it's not that they're all over you. They're not wanting to commit with you. It is strictly sex with most of them. You're like, it's Monday night. I do her, right? Are you going to wifey her? Are you going to go walk down the aisle with that? And then I got to deal with her 2 kids? Nah.
take a break. And that's how you keep your sanity.
And he said, yeah, I already ate, but if you stopped and picked up some food, I'd eat again. Is the bar that low that you want me to drive to you and buy you food?
Here's the part that she isn't going to admit in that. You want me to drive to you and bring you food. And guess what else? you're going to choke down a yard of dick too. So not only are you going to pay me, you're going to drive to me, you're going to buy me something to eat, and then I'm going to bust off on top of it. And that's what she don't want to say, because guess what? She went and got the food. She went to his place, and he dragged his balls on her forehead and then sent her home. That's what you left your husband and your family for. Enjoy. Next.
Men who are unable to be honest. Men who are unable to communicate.
So I just looked at Bumble this morning and he's deleted his account. What is going on in this world? Absolutely his loss.
Absolutely his loss. Sweetheart, it's your fat frumpy self. Are you serious? Looking like a hobbit, like it was his loss. They can't assume the accountability to understand. It's because a 40-year-old man, a 50-year-old man has his pick of the litter, especially if he's got money. The more money he has, the younger the woman will commit. You ever see a young girl dating an older guy and she's like, I just don't know. I just have such a good time with him. No, it's because you're going on trips, you're flying overseas, you're going on vacations, you're on yachts, you're having your best life. Whereas if you were hanging out with Chad, who's 21, the best he could offer is a ride in a pickup in a baseball game. That's it. Let's go throw axes. The other guy's like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Let's go to Cabo. And these women, now understand, the 40, 50-year-old man has the pick of women from 25 to 55. Sure, he'll knock down and smash a chick his age just for a little bit of Monday through Wednesday entertainment. But the prime slots, Friday and Saturday night, is reserved for the 25-year-olds, the 30-year-olds. That's what we have to remember.
Attract whatever you want and whoever.
See, man, women like this get on this whole philosophical nonsense where they're the Pied Piper of nonsense. They're leading women down this straight singing, just attract and change your mindset and all these things will come to you. Listen, sweetheart, you're cute now, but you got the same issue. You're 35 coming up on 40 and dudes are just gonna drag you. Why? I mean, again, if I have to walk into the dealership to buy a car and the 2023 model is $80,000 and they wheel out a 2003 model and say, hey, this one's brand new, but this one's only 20 years old. All right, it's got some wear and tear on it. Clearly you fixed the suspension. The shock absorbers are reinforced. How much? And they tell you $80,000? Well, why wouldn't I get a brand new one? Why wouldn't I get the 25 if I'm going to pay the same price? And it doesn't have the experience. It doesn't have damage. It doesn't have any kind of frame trauma. It's a brand new vehicle, fresh on the market, without the mileage. Why would I pay the same price? But these women enter the dating scene at 40, 50, thinking they have the same value as a 25-year-old under the guise of, well, Gordon, when I talk to younger men, they say that they're not mature, that the young women aren't mature. No, what it is that the young women are saying, I want to have fun, and you can't afford to have fun. But they're smashing your old ass because it's Monday, Tuesday night, and I want to do something with it, use it or lose it, so I'll bang you until something better comes along. And then these women post all these videos when they get ghosted. Because why? Something better came along. But listen to this nonsense.
Whatever you want, just by being you.
Activate your inner goddess, your goddess energy.
I want a man that is going to provide for me, that's going to treat me like a princess.
The sad thing is these are beautiful women. They're very attractive. And gentlemen, just bide your time. These will all be on the clearance rack for your enjoyment and pleasure. And that is the sad reality, because they are holding out for what they deem perfect. They want the bad boy to become a preacher and be emotionally available to them, when there's thousands of beautiful women like you, sweetheart. And the ones overseas, if you've got your passport, are willing to do anything. And they're not asking for a six-figure dude. They're asking for, you have a roof over my head? If you make $40,000 US, they're willing to be committed, cook, clean, keep your balls scrubbed for the rest of your life. Without all of these prima donnas treat you like a princess? What do I get? Used pussy?
That's going to be loyal.
You don't have high standards. You just haven't met someone yet who is willing to put in the time and effort to meet your standards.
So I know that I am worth more and that I deserve more. And the thing is like, I am incredible.
Again, a 2003 car gets wheeled out in front of you. Clearly an older version. And they said, nope, you don't want the 2023. Take the 2003 for this, because the 2003, according to her, she knows its worth and it is increased in value. You can't make this up.
Incredibly giving and kind and loyal and sweet and funny, and I'm emotionally intelligent.
Step into your goddess energy.
Yo, can't make this up.
Tonight was the first official date with, I'm going to call him Superman.
Remember her from before, right? A first official date. Now, the key to listening to all of these things is, I'm sure she was married, walked out on her family, broke her vows to God and her husband, but she wants you to be loyal when she wasn't. So she's all dressed up pretty. She's met this guy, and somebody's thinking, I'm going to knock this old broad down and on to the next one.
Well, that didn't age well.
Whoa. Yo, look at this one, man. Gentlemen, do you see this? All right, let me back it up a little bit because I want you to see. That's pretty. All right.
With, I'm going to call him Superman.
Well, that didn't age well. I think I'm being ghosted.
Ghosted. Meaning she gave up the draws. I mean, look at her finger on her neck. You see that wrinkle? This is an old woman, man. She's early 50s, late 40s. And look at it. That's without all of the makeup and the hair done. She had found Superman, but not anymore. So dude drained his balls, and then he ghosted her.
Date 3, I wouldn't sleep with him.
She said, date 3, I wouldn't sleep with him. So my correction. So she's saying, I didn't want to give up sex with him because I wanted, again, women control access to sex. Men control access to relationships. You want to be 40-something years old and hold out on the draws. He gave you 3 dates, and you didn't give it up on the third one, we're done. We ain't got time to play. What do you have of value? You've given that to countless other men, or even if it was a few men, it's been used. You can't go selling a car saying it's only had one owner who beat the heck out of it and put heavy mileage on it, including had you pushed a couple babies out of it. That ain't new. And here she is holding out old Poom Poom as if it's brand new, fresh off the market.
Asked him if he was emotionally available, to which he replied, no, I don't think I am.
She asked him if he's emotionally available. Now, you have to salute, and I thought that I was the only one doing this, but you have to salute men who are choosing to just be candid and not being scared about, oh, if I don't tell you the right thing, she's not going to want to talk to me or she won't sleep with me. These dudes are being candid, and I tell them straight. And they get upset, but then they end up calling later on that night or the next day and said, I appreciate you being honest. Emotionally available, this is all I got. I'm working on my purpose. I'm not looking for a relationship with you. Just a couple weeks ago, I said to this one chick, I said, look, I'm not looking for a relationship with you. We could play, we could fuck, we could have fun. We could be fuck friends. But she's like, well, I can't. I said, here are your options. We could either be fuck friends or we just don't talk anymore. And she's like, well, we can't be friends when I'm trying to be friends with somebody. Either we fucking or not. And she's like, you're disgusting. That's vile. I'm just being honest with you. And she was like, well, I can't be friends with somebody who I'm attracted to. And I was like, I didn't ask you for friends. I told you what the option was. It was friends with benefits. That's it. And she hooed and hawed, and then 3 days later, can I come over? Listen, over 50, that's the reality.
And well, it sort of downward spiraled from there.
Because I assumed that we were exclusive, but I asked him if he was talking to anyone else or seeing anyone else, and he said, well, am I going on dates? No, but I'm talking to other women, and I was like shocked. Absolutely shocked, and probably really brokenhearted, because I probably could have, things could have gone great.
Let's replay that, right?
It's sort of downward spiraled from there.
I want you to take note of this next clip, this lady, where he was honest. I mean, isn't that what they want you to be? Emotionally available and be truthful. And he told her. And again, I've had this experience where you mess around, you have sex, and they all of a sudden think that we're in a relationship. No, we just fucked. We don't have a relationship. We're so far away from that. That was just fun. But she's thinking, she asked him, and he told her the truth. I said, yeah. And let's be honest, he ain't just going out and not dating. Define dating. What this man is doing, he's still out there entertaining himself. He's got options. And why wouldn't he? You were a hot girl summer in your 20s, very selective, probably wouldn't have screwed the guy when you were in your 20s, but now that you're over 40 and the options are slim and the competition is strong, you're competing with 20-year-olds now. And she don't have to have a career or a degree. Don't care. Shoot, the Home Depot girl that went viral, banging. Anybody care about whether she got a degree or not? She looked good. You women care about a man's ability to provide. We don't marry because we want you to provide. But this guy was honest with her, and she said she was brokenhearted because he told her the truth. Stop trying to strangle men. Men, don't allow yourselves to be strangled into relationships. This show is for men. 95% of my audience is men. And they're trying to strangle you using sex as a way to force you into a committed relationship. And kudos to the men who say, no, I'll tell you the truth, because there's no shortage on sex.
Because I assumed that we were exclusive, but I asked him if he was talking to anyone else or seeing anyone else, and he said, well, am I going on dates? No, but I'm talking to other women, and I was shocked. Absolutely shocked, and probably really brokenhearted, because I probably could have, things could have gone great.
All right, we got a question. Mojo, and my apologies, Mojo, just clicked over to the Facebook side, and he said, let me ask you, and I already know the answer. Would you let a woman let her son get in bed with you to watch a movie? No. No way. Would you let me read this again. Would you let a woman, would I allow her to let her son, so you're saying that this ain't my biological child. That's already a red flag. And you open yourself up to lawsuit. Any claim that child makes, everyone's going to believe the child, and you go out looking like a pedo. Right? To let her get in bed, let the boy get in bed with you. That's like saying, will you take my son into the bathroom and help him pee? I ain't touching nothing, and I ain't going into a bathroom with a child by myself. So would you let a woman let her son get in bed with me? The rest is irrelevant. To watch a movie, you ain't getting in bed with me, period. And where's the mother? I mean, if y'all are, the mother and the child are watching some Disney flick, but you didn't say that she was there, because your whole liability is exposed by you being in bed with the child. So Mojo, I'm sure you asking me this because your lady is saying that it wasn't a big deal, and you probably, like me, were like, nah, man, there's too much exposure and liability, and you open yourself up to a false, frivolous claim of being a child molester it is just bad. Frankly, again, let's get back to the videos. No. The answer is no, 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 no.
In the text, he told me that he was still with his current GF, despite the fact that when he'd broken up with me, he told me he never wanted to be in a long-term relationship again. And then he
told me he didn't want to be in a long-term... Look, sweetheart, he was trying to spare you and not hurt you. Right? And he should have just like I when faced the same situation, I said, I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Well, Gordon, why? I mean, well, I got options. And it's not, I said, you know what? If you really want to get me, you really want to be down with me in a relationship? She's like, yeah, how do I do that? I said, don't speak about relationships. Let me have such a good time. And I enjoy myself so much that I don't want to be with somebody else. And I'm just like all of a sudden realizing I'm spending all my time with this woman. But when you go ahead and right out the gate, y'all kissed and you want to talk about commitment because, by saying that, ladies, what you're saying is it's bad out there and you need to knock down quick. I hope I pronounce it right. Fill in, RJ. How can I get my ex-narcissistic, entitled Russian lady back into a reality check? She thinks she can get any man through her looks, genetics. I don't think it will hit her hard till 40. She's deluded. Let me tell you. You can't control them. It is just your turn. And anything you say, you're a hater. And she's probably great looking, but the issue that women need to understand is, I had an ex, her father said this to his daughter about me when we got divorced. And she wanted a divorce. And her father told me, he told her, there's a lot of guys that will fuck you, but not a lot that'll get down on one knee. You better think long and hard about what you're about to do. He tried to put his daughter on game. She couldn't be told. Still an attractive woman, and what these women don't understand is a lot of guys will fuck you. Lots of guys will fuck you, but they're not going to get down on one knee or commit. And in this day and age, post Kevin Samuels, men are waking up and saying, whoa. We've been putting up with this feminazi stuff for 60 odd years. We have some standards and rules too. And they are angry at people like me, the Toxic Reality Show, because we're educating men and having these real conversations and with facts. You said, I don't think it will hit her till her late 40s. Look, even the women that are on this thing are very attractive. They're not ugly. They're still getting smashed. I would screw half of them. All right? Let me keep it real. I'd do them all. Would I commit? You got your mind. And that's what they don't understand, because after they realize that they get the penis pedestal of life, the dick carousel going around and around in the carnival, they don't realize it until it's too late, and then they're desperate. And then they're like the chick who calls me up and says, can I make breakfast for you? You want me to suck your dick now or after you eat? Or both? That's the reality, ladies, because you're so desperate. This after she came over and cleaned my whole house. All of this stuff y'all 20, 30-year-olds complain about you're not willing to do. I'm not here to be your maid. I'm not here. Let me tell you something. Let me put some of you women who are listening on game. The older women, 30, 40 years ago, you would go to a 40-year-old woman who would give you advice and tell you, hey, you need to stick with your man. Here's what you need to do when he comes home, massage his feet, do all these things. Now, those 40-year-old women, you're competing with you and they're not putting you on game. Those 40-year-old women are not married. So you all from 20 to 50 are going after the same guy. All of you. And the older women are not schooling you. And let me tell you something. One thing I do enjoy about older women is generally the uterus has been cut out or don't work no more. You could do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about it because she can't get pregnant. She's done. The one basic thing she could do as a woman is create life. She can't. She's too old. But let me tell some of you ladies and some of you guys who are watching the show, share this segment. Here's what those women do when I get a 40, 50-year-old over. Let me tell you. I'm sitting there doing my work. Like, hey, I'm going to be free about 7 o'clock. You're here a little early. Why don't you go ahead? What do? They go to the dishes. Oh, you already washed your dishes? Yeah, they're in the dishwasher. She goes and starts re-washing the dishes. Puts them to dry. Hey, I'm going to leave you alone. I know it's another 30 minutes. She'll go do my laundry, fold clothes. You did a good job on the bathroom, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it again. All the things that you complain about you won't do, the older women know. The one thing that sets them apart. And I said to her, I said, you think you're slick? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, you up here cooking and cleaning? You know, that's what we doing now? And she starts laughing, and she's like, well, she said, younger women don't know how to do this. They don't know how to take care of a man. All of a sudden, when they cross 40, they know how to be domesticated, submit. All the ones who post strong and independent on their knees, blowing, licking balls. Because they're recognizing all that crap I talk on social media and with my girlfriends at a bar. If I want to get and keep a man in my life, I got to offer what another woman won't. And what is that? They know the younger women are stuck on their I'm a strong, independent woman and the patriarchy nonsense. And the only angle they got to counter their wrinkles is I'm going to be freakier than her. Every hole is open for you. I'm going to suck, swallow, and any freaky. If you want to go to a swinger club, I'm down. And I'm going to cook and clean. Because they know they can't compete with the younger model unless they make your life as a man easier. But let's continue.
Shared that she has been with women before and has a threesome fantasy.
So this dude, to help you recap back to this, she was dating this guy who said that he didn't want a relationship. He did, but just not with her. So he starts screwing a 20-something-year-old and calls her up and says, hey, my 20-something-year-old's had a fantasy of a threesome with another woman. So he calls her to say, hey, if you're single and if you're down, would you like to join us? Now notice she's all smiling and excited and rubbing her hair, which means she is kind of attracted by the idea. She's down.
And naturally he thought of me, and he wanted to know if I was single and possibly interested.
You see that? At that point, you're only eligible for freak stuff. And I'm not saying this to beat you ladies up, but people are telling you the truth and trying to give you advice and help you. You think men are hating Gordon, you know, he's hard and this, that, and the other. He's saying all these mean stuff. No. Actually trying to help you. When I tell you go back to your ex after I smash and grab, I'm genuinely concerned saying, listen, this is all you're going to get is the dick. If you want comfort and all that, you need to go back to your ex. Let's continue.
I am not dating because I just found out, thanks to TikTok, that I am a pick-me girl.
You're a pick-me girl, meaning that you're nice, you're submissive, you're fit, fine, and friendly, that you make yourself available for men. And they want to call that a negative thing. Listen, sweetheart, them women that you are following on TikTok and these simps, these simp lords who are telling you what you want to hear, men are waking up. We've been getting the raw deal for a way long time, getting our teeth kicked to us. We're seeing the Tyreses of the world. All of these men getting their asses handed to them in court, even with prenups. And men are waking up and saying, you know what? I had enough of this. And we're exercising our right to go, you get a passport, or just be strictly, you get sex and that's it. And now you women are sitting here lonely, 40, 50 years old. Nobody's committing to you. You're only good for Monday through Wednesday sex. Ain't nobody trying to break you off and spend no money.
Recovery. All this time, I thought that I was so loving and so giving and such a great partner. And I am, if you're looking for somebody who completely denies their own needs and wants and is like a Stepford wife.
This is the reality.
Dating is actually super fun.
Dating is super fun. It just it's getting worse for them. And as the time goes on and builds, it just gets more and more downhill bad.
After divorce,
I texted him saying that I was done. I didn't hear from him.
She texted him, said, I'm done. Okay, this is what I did. I want a relationship with you. I'm like, all I can offer you is, all I got is fuck friends. That's it. Well, I don't want that. Okay, well, hey, enjoy your life. Have a great life. What do they do? Watch.
I texted him again saying, hey,
you said that you were done. He didn't answer. So what did you do? You texted him again. You played yourself. Let's go back.
I didn't hear from him. I texted him again saying, hey, are we going to hang out?
She texted him and said, hey, are we going to hang out? He respected her boundaries. She said, I'm done. He went cold. He was not even cold. He was like, didn't respond. Then she tells him, are we going to hang out? They're lonely, gentlemen. Let me tell you, some of the easiest ass out there is over 40 years old. Easiest ass. Cheaper than a prostitute. You ain't got to take them nowhere. You ain't got to spend no money. They'll buy a plane ticket. They'll drive hours to come see you. They will do whatever because they're so lonely with their cat and dog that they want physical touch. They want a man. And they talk all that nonsense online, but they are lonely. Let's go back to old girl. I want you to hear the segment. She tells him, I'm done. She tells him, I'm done, and he respects her wishes. And what does she do? She calls him back. The same thing happened to me. And I said, are we clear? All I got is dick. Yes.
Super fun after divorce.
I texted him saying that I was done. I didn't hear from him. I texted him again saying, hey, are we going to hang out? And nothing. And it was, I would say painful, but that wasn't the right word. I was living in a sea of pain.
Super fun.
I had no more heart to break.
And this is it.
When it comes to dating after divorce, I just want to tell you, you have so much leverage.
Let me tell you, many guys would smash this. Now, I hear a lot of guys, they'll say, Gordon, you need to be on your purpose and not focusing on these women, this, that, and the other. Listen, brother, again, I've done a video on this. You don't exercise that prostate. They did a study. Gentlemen, men who orgasm 3 to 4 times a week have a 30% less chance of prostate cancer. You spending 10 years locked up in your house working on your purpose, you might not get to enjoy your purpose much if you all cancered up at 50 years old and losing your prostate because it wasn't being exercised. If you are in a marriage and your wife ain't breaking you off 3 to 4 times a week, she's low-key killing you. So you need to take matters in the hand, especially with these young chicks, these 40-year-olds who are talking about dating is the best thing that ever happened. Man, dick them down, man. They can't get pregnant. They talk about the kids they got with some other man are first in their life anyway. And to be me, I had an extra little fairy dust on it and say, hey, if you want a relationship, you need to go back to your ex because I ain't got nothing for you.
And so many options, I can't even tell you.
She ain't ugly. And yes, she does have options. But nobody wants to commit, though. She's got a lot of options. Nobody wants to be in a relationship. And that's what they don't understand. All these guys in my DM, all them dudes in your DM just want to fuck. Next.
Welcome to another edition of Disaster Dates by the Divorcee. Got most gorgeous men I'd ever laid my eyes.
Now this, if you all ain't paying attention, this is the same one that was complaining about how she told a dude, I'm done. And, this is the one who said, I'm done, then texted him and said, are we still going to hang out? Because her ass had a glass of wine and was lonely. So I just want to make sure you put in perspective. This is her with makeup on. And let's go.
Welcome to another edition of Disaster Dates by the Divorcee. Got most gorgeous men I'd ever laid my eyes on. came up and talked to me, and we had this whirlwind romance that was across the country until the point where he said that he never meant anything that he said to me and everything was a complete lie, and he says that to all the girls.
Now, thank you for sharing that, Nick. Nice. Told that by a female doctor, but they caught the prostate cancer. Like basically the doctor was saying, your lady wasn't taking care of you. Dang near killed you and ruined your prostate. And then these women want to go ahead and clown and joke about men talking about they can't get it up after they're 50, 60 years old when you helped create the situation. There's that. But here's the thing with this woman. They get upset that, a man, he told her the truth. He said, the thing is this, men are sharing the truth with these women. What's up, Jesus, Meneses? It's scary, is right. Men are sharing and being honest, saying, hey, look, I never meant any of that. I said that to all the girls just to get the ass. And yes, he said that because he wants to push you away. Like, there's nothing over here for you, sweetheart, except hard dick. That's it. And even though he told her that, she's calling him back. She wants more. Well, maybe I'll just keep, as opposed to some dude who's making 40, 50, who probably would commit and love her. Nah, she wants Chad. A whirlwind romance relationship across the country. It means that she was getting on a plane, he was getting on a plane, vice versa. Dude had money and he was successful and he was just smashing her. She was biting pillows. That's it. And then finally, something younger and better came along and he was trying to send her on her way and she won't take a hint. When he's telling her the truth, they get mad at me when I say, go back to your ex, because that's the only dude. Yeah, he gonna hate fuck you for a good 6 months. You know what I'm saying? What Wayne said, let them go. Men have to start taking care of themselves. I agree. Get on a plane. But you know what? I'll tell you this, Wayne, they some of the easiest ones out there, right? Listen to her.
He said that he never meant anything that he said to me and everything was a complete lie, and he says that to all the girls.
What? Says that.
And the pattern is when he doesn't need me anymore and he has somebody else that he can cling on to that can provide him some sort of validation through love.
There's no, see, again, women, you do such a poor job of trying to there's no one giving him validation through love. A man's language is respect. You women love. Ephesians 5:8 in the Bible. Women, it says, husbands, love your wives. Wives, respect your husbands. You keep trying to apply dating principles of women when it comes to men. No, it's another woman that's younger, hotter, and he's fucking her. And she's better than you because you are over 40 and y'all are a dime a dozen. Again, Xinnu in China, leftovers. And for them, it's anyone over 27. You are 40 plus with kids. You are leftover material. You're a dime a dozen. Your value is diminished. You ain't fly at 25 anymore. It's over. You are in the dating pool competing with women 20 years your junior, and you can't compete. You have to be a gym rat for what she can eat pizza all day and still have a hot body. You are screwed, and you've put yourself in this situation voluntarily by following the feminazi women mantra.
Then he says terrible things to me to get me to go away. And I'm just really disappointed in myself because I knew better, but I'm also grateful for the experience because now I really know better.
Gentlemen, what did he say mean? Go back to your ex. Go back to your family unit. Go be with somebody who actually saw you at your best and had you at your best, because what you're offering me is used pussy and liabilities, 2, 3, 4 kids, and telling me that you don't even want to have kids, so I can't even continue my legacy with you. You are an expense, and you want to ride out your retirement at 60 and 70. What's up, Torres, Fabian? Used. You are coming to me with a used 2003 model, and you want me to pay premium prices, 2023 prices for a well-used retread. Retread, what do we call that? They're tires that go bald, and then they glue new treads on them to sell them as new. But even those are discounted because they're not new. But these women, because you're still attractive at 40 plus years old, you think, I can ask the same price. I want to be flown out. I want you to take me out to dinner. I want to go on vacations. You don't get the same privileges as 25-year-olds. You're in the wrong competition pool. And she's up there because the man was honest. Isn't that what you want? He told you, I don't want a relationship with you. I'm not ready for a relationship. He could have probably said with you, but they didn't have the heart to tell her the truth. You're over 40. There's thousands of 40-year-old women who've abandoned their families, used poom poom, who now want to do freaky stuff because their husband didn't put their head on the headboard like he should have. And he was all gentle and nice. I can't do this because she's my wife. Listen, gentlemen, when a 40-year-old, I put him through the business. I put him through the no sympathy. I don't even try to make it nice when I first put it in. Full strength right out the gate. You came here and destroyed your family. I'm going to give you what you came into this world for. And you're going to get it. And you're going to take it and you're going to leave. And that's all they get. Because if they've already demonstrated that, they said, I want a man to be committed, you demonstrated that you can't be committed. And because a couple guys keep telling you that you're pretty and you're cute, you destroyed that man. Destroyed your family, all the statistics that are affecting your children by going with divorce. You did it willingly to follow these other silly simps online and these women telling you that being single is living your best life. Well, what about you, Gordon? I mean, you're older too. No, my reality is different. You and I, young lady, can both go to the same country and my experience will be different. Them men are using you for a passport just like the woman's using me for a passport. But I don't need to come back to the United States. And that man, he's with you, but the minute you can't submit to him and his broke ass making $10,000 a year while you're pulling out 150, that power dynamic when he gets back to the United States, he's gonna be like, you can't talk to me like that. You're gonna cook and clean. That's what a woman's supposed to do. I don't care about your career. That same dude from the Dominican Republic or whatever country, Africa, Ukraine, whatever, is gonna be like, I'm a man. You need to respect me as a man. And then you're in trouble. What was it Wayne said? Some of them need a 25-year-old to let them know their place in the age pool. You know the place, old woman, keep your ass where you belong. Torres said, recreational use only, RUO. I've been there and can relate to this best life mentality. Brother, I embrace them and I give them I reward them with what life is. This is what you chose. You chose to leave the 80% you were getting at home. Oh, well, he was abusive. No, he wasn't. It wasn't all of that. But here you are now, thinking you're some little fresh 25-year-old chicken, and I'm just going to drag you. I'm going to give you exactly what you came out here for. You think that I want your oldness. And I'll tell them, hey, send me a picture of you when you were 25. And they're bad. You're like, ooh, geez, she was bad. And here I got the 45-year-old version of it with some wrinkles. You know, you got to turn the light off because the minute makeup come off and she's riding you, you see all the freaking wrinkles and stuff. You're like, oh, man. You ain't young anymore, sweetheart, but you want to be courted and treated like a 25-year-old and you got kids? Oh, my kids are grown. I still got to see them every Thanksgiving and Christmas, the best holidays of the year. I got to see your kids? No, you still have kids. You have a history of another man oozing in you on more than one occasion and making a child out of it. Torres is right. Recreational use only. I don't believe in the mindset, we're all not going to think the same. This manosphere is huge. Men are going to tell you, focus on your purpose. I'm like, be selfish. Make sure you get your nut off 3 to 4 times a week so that you lower your risk of prostate cancer by 30%. That's important too. So you got a choice. Either you going with the hand job on yourself, or for me, because they're so bountiful and plentiful, True King, what's up? Because the 40, 50-year-olds, and God, you find a Tina Turner bad 60-year-old, Them ones are just, all they got is a titty job, and they're desperate. They know I got another 10 years on this planet, and that's about it. I had a chick woo me. She was like, Gordon, if you're in a relationship with me, I'm building $1 million home. This house could be yours. You trying to buy me off with a house? $1 million house. Buy me off with a house? Because your lonely ass don't want to go into being old by yourself? Nah. I said, nah, I don't need your house. That's yours. I'm good. You see, the thing is this, men, they're out there for the using, and I agree. I'm saying don't spend all your time and money with these people. Don't go ahead and let me unhide Wayne's comment so that everybody can see it on Facebook. But go ahead and enjoy life with them. I'm telling you, the 40-year-olds all of a sudden ditch their whole feminism mantra. And they become so humble. And I could just say whatever I want. I need you to, hey, on your way here, I need you to stop, pick up X, Y, and Z. Okay. I'm at Costco. Which one do you want? Which model? I don't know. Just pick one of them. The most expensive one. I want the better quality. See, men, when you operate in your purpose and they know and they sense your strength, don't be afraid to say exactly what you want and what you're not willing to do. We also can say, I know my worth. I'm 40 years old. I'm 50 years old as a man. I'm accomplished. I'm on my purpose. Everything is taken care of. If that's you, tell them, I don't want this. And we could go ahead and smash and have fun, and let's just leave it at that. Stop trying to put a term on it. They're so quick to want to put a stamp on you and be like, oh, I got him. I got one. Because they know it's slim pickings out there. When you find a 40, 50, 60-year-old to serious, you go to a bar. So what's the dating world like? After she runs the 5 minutes of stuff, you get to the truth. It's horrible out here. And they're getting, in every dude that they meet, they're giving up the pussy. And their body count is going up by another notch. There's a statistic out there. Women, basically the best chance you have is with a woman with a body count of less than 5. Over 10 is an 80% chance of divorce. Less than 5. So when guys talk about, I don't want to date no young woman, I'm saying, well, you don't want a successful relationship? Because the older the woman is, the more trauma, the more damage, the more use she's had. And the more sex partners, one woman I met, 40-something years old, she only had been with 3 men, 2 guys in high school, and married her husband from college. Since that relationship, she slept with over 6 men since her divorce. In a 3-year span, 6 men. Her body count is blown out. I met another one, a 32-year-old. She's like, I really like you, Gordon. I want to forge a relationship. And I said, well, it's not going to work. Now, mind you, I'm laying down in the sofa watching TV naked. She's blowing me. And, and having this, she's trying to use leverage head to make me commit to a relationship. They're insidious. And I said, no, it ain't going to work. Well, why do you say that? I said, well, statistically, if you've had sex with over 10 men, it says that the chance for divorce is 80%. I said, do we have a chance? She went back to giving head. See, they know the truth. They're damaged. It's a perpetual victim, and they keep ruining themselves every time they have sex with another guy. Well, if you guys weren't sleeping with them, Gordon, the women wouldn't be like this. Listen, if pussy is all you have to offer, dick is all you're going to get. You're not coming with anything, as my man Torres said. You're coming in with used. Well, men have slept with women. Men and women ain't the same. That's the problem y'all don't understand. We not the same. We process differently. We don't emit a drug to bond with the person we're sleeping with. Women do. And when you've had sex with 5 to 10 different men, you've burnt it out. You can't even pair bond. Because you've been with so many men and your body is like, I was only meant to process one, and if he dies, I marry one other. Body wasn't meant to have over 5 men is an experience. Go back to your ex. Get on your knees. Get in the gym. Drop some weight. Get the best body that he would ever have seen in you. Put on a freaking lingerie. Get on your knees with some high heels and beg. I am sorry that I ruined our family. I ruined our children. I hurt you. This is all the money that I collected in child support. Here. Any money that I make short of that, take my check. Here's my debit card. Everything is you. I am sorry. That's what you women need to be on, and beg him to take you back, because you think you got it now. And as you know, Torres said, or who was it that made the post? He's got a Russian friend who thinks that she's the hot cat's meow now, but her days are numbered. And what you got to realize with that is, where was it, this post by him? Yeah, there it is. That once her time arrives and she can't get it anymore, 60 is going to be lonely. You're just going to be getting dragged even more. If you're in more wrinkle and old you get, the worse it gets. Because as a guy makes more money, he's got options, even more. He's got you and 10 other women of the same boat who are lonely. Anyway, that's tonight's show, gentlemen. Hey, like and subscribe. Need you to come over to our YouTube channel. I really need some help getting them numbers up. Trying to bang this out by the end of the year. Again, your host, Gordon Nathaniel, Toxic Reality Show. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but every time it's something good, it's something special. And we see even with what's going on with Tyrese and his wife saying that she made a mistake. Man, she ain't finished destroying that man. She's trying to finish the job. You can't trust these modern women. You can't trust marriage. And I just feel sad for every one of those men posting, oh, I'm engaged and I just got married. Man, share these videos with these guys. They're making the worst mistake of their lives. 50% of them will go into divorce. And of that 50%, the marriage will be initiated by the woman 80% of the time. If she has a college degree, 90% of the time, that woman initiates. You are done. Don't do it. Don't get married. These modern women, especially with the government involved in your wedding and your marriage. Don't do it. You're going to come back to this video years from now crying that, why didn't you know? Even your own mama didn't tell you to avoid marriage, because she is sold out on feminism and the dream of marriage, thinking, well, my son isn't like that. He's a good boy. No. These women will destroy you. You are the prize. Till next time, good night.